When Konami unleashed Silent Hill game in 1999, no one could anticipate this game would become one of the greatest psyche horror ever. The game series are so successful that, in 2006, director Christophe Gans delivered Silent Hill, a film that sought to capture the unsettling beauty of this game while carving out its own narrative. 6 years later, Silent Hill: Revelation emerged, continued the journey, drawing closer to the game's mythology while confronting us with a terrifying notion. In 2025, Return to Silent Hill will be on screen to continue the horrors. Tonight, we journey back to where it all began, to explore the stories these films tell, how they connect to the games, and whether they succeed in expanding the dark mythology of Silent Hill. Every journey into Silent Hill begins with a question. For Rose, it's a desperate one. Why is her adopted daughter, Sharon, haunted by terrifying visions of a town she's never seen? The answer lies in a place most would never dare to go. Rose was drawn to Silent Hill by a combination of motherly instinct and an unshakable feeling that this cursed town holds the key to her daughter's suffering. But as soon as Rose enters Silent Hill, the boundary between reality and nightmare dissolves. She soon discovers the tragic story of Alessa Gillespie, a young girl who became the target of a fanatical cult's cruelty. Burned alive as part of a twisted ritual, Alessa's rage and pain transformed Silent Hill into the purgatory it has become. In Silent Hill, the environment itself is an extension of Sharon's subconscious, a physical manifestation of her repressed memories and the trauma she carries from her past. The town is suffused with a sense of decay, a fog that represents the clouded and fragmented nature of her mind, mirrors the weight of guilt and suffering she is unable to express, as if the town itself is in mourning for Alessa's broken spirit. The shifting between the other world and the town's dilapidated streets is a representation of Sharon's inner turmoil. For one moment, Silent Hill is calm, resembling a forgotten past, and the next it transforms into a nightmarish vision of fire, decay, and suffering. It illustrates the painful eruption of suppressed memories. The monsters, like the grotesque nurses, embody Sharon's fragmented psyche, each one a symbol of the twisted thoughts and memories she's buried deep within. The iconic pyramid head, appearing at the climax, is a literal manifestation of punishment. It tied to Sharon's subconscious feelings of guilt over Alessa's suffering. Pyramid Head is not just an agent of horror, but the physical embodiment of Sharon's inability to forgive herself for the horrors that Alessa endured. The climax brings Rose face to face with the truth. Silent Hill is not just a place of punishment. It is a balance between good and evil, light and dark, Alessa and Sharon. Rose's final act, choosing to embrace the truth despite its horrors, solidifies her as more than a survivor. She becomes an unwitting guardian of the town's fractured soul. The 2006 Silent Hill movie stays remarkably faithful to the core essence of the game, capturing its bleak atmosphere and psychological horror. It also adapts its narrative to a cinematic format. The film mirrors the game's setting, with the same heavy mist, crumbling streets, and relentless sense of dread hanging over the entire town. While the film borrows much of the game's imagery, the story diverges significantly. In the game, Harry Mason searches for his missing daughter, Cheryl, uncovering Silent Hill's horrors. The film shifts the focus to Rose, making her the central figure in the quest to find her daughter, Sharon. The movie director believed that a mother's journey to save her child would resonate more deeply on an emotional level with audiences. These changes alter the narrative but preserve the game's core themes of love, sacrifice, and the price of salvation. In Silent Hill: Revelation, the fog has thickened, and the line between nightmare and reality has blurred even further. The 2012 film picks up years after the events of the first movie. Sharon is now a young woman, living under a new identity to escape the horrors of Silent Hill. She has no memory of her true origins, and believes her mother's disappearance was just a tragic event. Yes, at the end of Silent Hill 2006 movie, Rose managed to leave Silent Hill, but she remained trapped in a parallel dimension and disappeared from real world. As for Sharon, her subconscious has evolved, revealing a more complex inner turmoil than she used to have. Unfortunately, tragedy again comes to this family. The cult of Silent Hill abducted Sharon's father, attempt to lure her back to the town. They need Sharon because she is connected to Alessa's soul. This pulled Sharon back into the nightmare, forced her to face Silent Hill once again. This time, the town's horrors are more personal. as they reveal Sharon's connection to the dark past of Alessa and the cult that still seeks to control her. The carnival, where Sharon's search begins, serves as a metaphor for her chaotic inner world. Distracting, disorienting, and full of distorted memories, each element of the carnival serves as a piece of her subconscious puzzle. The unpredictability of the carnival, with its abrupt shifts between garish playfulness and horrifying terror, reflects the volatile nature of Sharon's emotions and memories. It embodies the chaos of unresolved trauma, a place where nothing feels stable or safe, mirroring the instability within her own mind. The grotesque settings and terrifying encounters with characters like Leonard and Claudia reflect the externalized horrors of Sharon's internal struggles. Leonard seeks to exploit Sharon to regain his power, while Claudia intends to use Sharon as a vessel to bring forth their dark god, solidifying the cult's dominion over Silent Hill. The film gradually reveals Sharon's true nature. She is not just a survivor, but the reincarnation of Alessa. As Sharon's memories begin to resurface, she must confront the reality of her existence, no longer as the innocent child she once believed herself to be, but as the one who carries the tragic legacy of Alessa's pain. In the film's climax, Sharon faces Claudia, who transforms into the terrifying missionary monster. This final confrontation symbolizes the ultimate clash between Sharon's inherited darkness and her resolve to define her own identity. With the help of Vincent, a former cult member who turns against their twisted beliefs out of his growing care for Heather, she escapes Silent Hill. Her father, however, decides to stay and search for Rose, a quiet act of devotion and courage that closes the chapter of his story while leaving the door open for future revelations. Silent Hill Revelation closely follows the game Silent Hill 3, particularly through the character of Sharon. The film stays true to the themes of Silent Hill: trauma, identity, and the horrors that come from repressed memories. The psychological depth of Sharon's character, her connection to Silent Hill, and her struggle with her past remains central to both the movie and the game. However, the movie presents this journey more action-oriented, while the game focuses more on Sharon's internal struggles and psychological horror. The iconic rabbit of the Silent Hill series, known as Robbie the Rabbit, plays a subtle yet symbolic role in both the games and the Silent Hill movie. While Robbie is most often associated with the unsettling atmosphere of Silent Hill 3, his presence in the film carries layered implications tied to Sharon's psyche and the story's deeper themes. For fans of the Silent Hill series, Robbie's presence is an immediate signal that the boundary between reality and nightmare has been breached. This mirrors how Sharon must come to terms with the past she can't escape, a past that has been watching and waiting for her to confront it. The film deviates from the game in some areas. For instance, the character of Vincent is changed significantly in the film, where he helps Sharon confront the cult, while in the game, Vincent represents the gray morality within the cult. He's not entirely evil like Claudia, but also not altruistic. His primary concern is preserving the cult's power without completely succumbing to Claudia's radical vision. Another change is in the character of Sharon's father, Harry Mason. In the game, he was killed by missionary monster in his apartment. But in the movie, his disappearance serves as the main reason for Sharon to return to Silent Hill. Ultimately, Silent Hill Revelation may not be a perfect adaptation, but it captures the essence of the Silent Hill franchise, its haunting atmosphere, its themes of identity, and the legacy of suffering that characters endure. The series explores universal themes: loss, guilt, unfulfilled desire, identity, and the inability to escape the past and to confront the darkness that lies within. Challenge how we process pain and how our minds twist and distort reality when we try to escape from it. If you like this video, please help to click like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to my channel. Thank you.